Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Austin Reaves has the potential to be the Lakers' third star. He's one of the most beloved players by fans. Reaves knows he has the potential to earn a large salary, which is why he opted to become a free agent in 2026. The Lakers want to bring him back, and Lakers owner Jeannie Buss is willing to offer $35 to $40 million to re-sign Austin Reaves and keep him on the roster for the long term. The Los Angeles Lakers have operated with the unbelievable advantage that has been Austin Reaves and his team-friendly contract for several seasons now. That bargain is coming to an end in the summer of 2026, and there should be no doubt that Reaves will get absolutely paid. The Lakers guard is in the third year of his 4-year, $53.8 million extension, set to earn $13.9 million in the upcoming 2025-26 season. There will be absolutely no reason for Reaves to offer the grace of picking up his $14.9 million player option for the following 2026-27 campaign. With the talented offensive star largely outplaying the dollar value of his current deal, a chance to secure the bag in the middle of his prime would be more than worth taking. It is why the extension offered by the Lakers from his current salary was rapidly turned down. Reaves reportedly declined a 4-year, $89.2 million extension from the Lakers. It makes sense. Why accept an annual salary around $22.3 million when the prospects of free agency should set you up for so much more? Austin Reaves will no longer be the bargain Lakers have thrived off. Having a star whose player quality far exceeds his dollar amount is a monstrous advantage in team building, especially with the current CBA. A great example of this being irrefutably true was the Golden State Warriors having the luxury of an underpaid Stephen Curry in the 2010s. That allowed the Warriors to secure Kevin Durant to completely upset the balance of the NBA. Meanwhile, Curry was making a more than modest figure of $11 million per year on the rookie extension. Once the time came, the Warriors did open up their wallet. They threw a 5-year, $201.2 million extension at their franchise star. No one is saying Reaves is at the level of Curry. However, the 27-year-old will similarly be in line to secure a contract that is more fitting to the player he is at this point of his career. The Lakers cannot afford to let him simply walk for nothing. When it comes down to it, the Lakers will pony up. This was something even Lakers insider Jovan Buha strongly believed, discussing the subject on a recent episode of his podcast. Austin Reaves is in that class of low to mid-30s, Buha said of the annual contract figure. When you get into the $40 million, it's a little bit of a different tier of player. If he takes another step next season, then I think we're talking in the mid to high 30s. That is more than a reasonable expectation for Reaves' next deal, especially when running down the list of the other players receiving that type of salary, like Buha did. There should be no doubt that Reaves will be a much richer man when 2026 rolls around, putting to rest the Lakers' bargain. Luka Doncic expects to develop as leader in preseason. With Slovenia eliminated from Eurobasket 2025, Luka Doncic gets a well-deserved break before he has to report Los Angeles Lakers training camp in a couple of weeks. Doncic was brilliant for Slovenia during the tournament, leading them to the round of 16 and an upset win over Italy before succumbing to Germany in the quarterfinals. Doncic did everything he could to lead his underdog Slovenia squad as far as he could, so it was no surprise to see that he was angry yet proud of his team. Gray with 15 points versus Los Angeles Sparks. Luka now can turn his attention fully to the upcoming 2025-26 season, a campaign that could represent the most important one of his career to date given the expectations. It marks Doncic's first full year in the purple and gold, and the organization plus the fans are fully expecting a title run. As far as his leadership in the locker room goes, Doncic believes that it will develop more in the preseason when the team is back practicing and playing. Obviously with Rob I talk more about the guys we want to get. But the players that's going to develop I think in preseason when we're really all together and talking in person. So I think that's more happening in the preseason, Doncic said at his press conference to announce his extension earlier this summer. Doncic ceded leadership duties to LeBron James last season simply due to the fact that he was new to the team, but with the franchise leaning on the Slovenian superstar this upcoming season, it makes sense for him to assume more responsibility. Luka might not be the same vocal leader other stars are, but he has an opportunity to lead by example, and his early work this offseason should be an indication that he's serious about winning a championship. Transforming his body was the first step toward truly competing next season, but now Doncic needs to go on the floor and prove he still belongs in the conversation for best basketball player in the world. Eurobasket was a good sneak peek into what the superstar can do when he's healthy and fully engaged, and it'll be exciting to see how it translates to NBA games. With the whirlwind of his trade from the Dallas Mavericks finally in the rearview, Luka Doncic and his family finally have a second to relax. To that end, Doncic found his next home in Southern California as he recently bought Maria Sharapova's home in Manhattan Beach. LeBron James is set for a historical year with the LA Lakers, says Byron Scott. LeBron James is entering his 23rd season in the NBA with the Los Angeles Lakers. Despite all of the ongoing rumors regarding his retirement, LeBron James isn't going anywhere for now. The Lakers will need a fully engaged James if they want to stand a chance in a loaded West. But even if the Lakers don't go on to win the championship, this season is still going to be a special one for James. Aces Game Highlights. Byron Scott says LeBron James is going to set all sorts of records this season. No matter how people feel about James, they can't take away from his greatness. What he has been able to do in his career to this point has been nothing short of remarkable. He's won the championships, the MVPs, the finals MVPs, has set the all-time scoring record, he's done it all. But yet, there is still so much more James can accomplish. Former NBA player and head coach Byron Scott spoke about this on the Byron Scott's Fast Break podcast. LeBron James this year, historical year, no matter what. Soon as he laced them up for Game 1, everything he does from Game 1 to Game 82 is going to be a different record. Games played, years played, points, assists, it's going to be a different record. And you got to give him that props. You got to give him respect on that. Records LeBron James can break during the 2025-26 NBA season. While Scott exaggerated a bit when talking about all of the records James will set this season, there are a few records James will almost certainly break. The first is the most seasons played by an NBA player in their career. If James plays in the 2025-26 season, it would be his 23rd season, which is a new record. The other is games played. James is 50 games away from breaking Robert Parrish's record for most regular season games played at 1,611. James is currently at 1,562. Will Lakers regret DeAndre Ayton deal? Insider predicts outlook. The Los Angeles Lakers made the decision to sign DeAndre Ayton to a 2-year deal for him to become the starting center for the team. He was bought out by the Trail Blazers after 2 uninspiring seasons with the Trail Blazers. Ayton looked uninterested in being on the court while he was with Portland. His lack of interest and lack of effort are part of the reason why he was traded by the Suns to the Blazers in the first place. Now, Portland decided to pay Ayton to go away. Will the Lakers end up regretting bringing him in after another team decided it was better for them to pay him to not play basketball? NBA Insider reveals if the Lakers will regret signing DeAndre Ayton. While speaking on the Zach Lowe show, Lowe believes that things will be just fine for Ayton in Los Angeles. I'm on record as saying that the Ayton thing is going to work out for the Lakers. Ayton knows that this might be his last chance to play for a team that can win at the highest level. He has to prove that he can be a contributor for a franchise that has a chance to actually win the title. The last time Ayton was in that position was when he was with the Suns back in the 2021 finals, when they ended up losing to the Milwaukee Bucks. This will be the best team he's been on since then. The Los Angeles Lakers need DeAndre Ayton at his best. If Ayton is motivated and playing well, the Lakers have a real shot to contend in the Western Conference. They are still a very well put-together roster. The Lakers needed an upgrade at the starting center position from Jackson Hayes after last season. Hayes is back as a backup, which is the proper role for him to be playing on a team that has championship aspirations. Ayton's health is something to monitor, as well. He only played 40 games last season for the Blazers, so the Lakers need to have him on the court. Lakers' no-brainer Daniel Gafford trade idea would be a nightmare for Mavericks. This Lakers-Mavericks hypothetical trade is one that Dallas should want no part of. Tyler Watts of Lake Show Life has put forward a no-brainer trade idea involving Daniel Gafford, but the Dallas Mavericks should firmly decline. The deal would send Gafford to LA in exchange for guard Gabe Vincent, a 2026 first-round pick swap, and a 2031 first-round pick. On the surface, it seems like a good deal for the Lakers. For the Mavericks, it looks like a disaster in the making. Gafford is coming off one of his best seasons and just signed a 3-year, $54 million extension that keeps him in Dallas through 2029. Last season, he averaged 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks per game while converting extremely well near the basket. He also started 66 games and was a dependable frontcourt option despite injuries occurring across most of the roster. With Gafford's solid production at a reasonable cost, Dallas has little reason to trade him, especially for such a lackluster offer. Vincent is the main piece in the Lakers package, but he isn't the steady solution Dallas needs in its backcourt. He struggled with injuries and inconsistency last season, averaging just 6.3 points and 2.1 assists per game on 37% shooting. Bringing him in doesn't significantly help the team, and a couple of late or distant picks hardly make up for losing a proven rim protector. The Mavericks would effectively weaken their current roster for a potential future benefit, and that risk doesn't make sense given where they stand right now. Daniel Gafford is too important for Dallas to make this trade. The Mavericks don't have to look far to understand why keeping Gafford is important. He played a key role in their 2024 NBA Finals run, bringing toughness, rim protection, and a reliable lob threat. His chemistry with guards and ability to play alongside Anthony Davis, P.J. Washington, and Cooper Flagg add a unique dimension to the team. In a Western Conference where big men matter, trading away one of your best interior defenders is a risky move. There's also the issue of depth. Dallas may look stacked in the front court with Derek Lively too, Davis, and Flagg joining Washington, but big men tend to miss time. Lively too is still developing, Davis has a lengthy history of injuries, and Flagg is just a rookie. Gafford provides the stability and insurance this group needs. Remove him, and the margin for error shrinks considerably. Aside from basketball reasons, this trade would reflect poorly. Mavericks fans supported Gafford throughout the finals run and appreciated his hustle and energy. Trading him for Vincent and distant picks would be seen as giving up on a player who helped lead the team's deepest playoff run in over a decade. That kind of decision doesn't build confidence in either the fanbase or the locker room. Financially, keeping him makes more sense. His extension is team-friendly compared to his production, giving Dallas cost certainty in a position that is becoming pricier on the open market. Trading him now, especially for this return, before his value peaks, would be poor timing. This Lakers proposal only benefits Los Angeles. For Dallas, it would strip away one of their most reliable players for a return that doesn't reflect his true value. If the Mavericks ever decide to trade Gafford, they can find a much better deal than this. The best choice would be to close the door on this hypothetical trade and keep building around him in their frontcourt. Lakers will instantly regret dumping Jordan Goodwin. The Los Angeles Lakers need 3-and-D players built in the mold of Jordan Goodwin. Jordan Goodwin became an unfortunate casualty of the Los Angeles Lakers acquiring Marcus Smart after his buyout from the Washington Wizards. In doing so, Rob Pelinka and the front office may have discarded a hidden gem who fit their team perfectly. Goodwin was a feel-good story for the Lakers in 2024-25. The 26-year-old arrived in Los Angeles with a two-way contract and immediately made an impact, fighting his way into J.J. Redick's rotation. By the end of the regular season, the Lakers guard was upgraded to a standard NBA deal. Goodwin averaged 5.6 points, 3.9 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1.0 steal during 18.7 minutes per game in 29 appearances off the Lakers bench. The shooting splits of 44-38-82 were very encouraging. There was room for growth within Redick's system. The Lakers will never see the results of that potential. His non-guaranteed salary made him too obvious of a candidate to cut for financial purposes. Now with the Phoenix Suns, Goodwin will give the Lakers a close look from a division rival at exactly what they missed out on. Goodwin's impact with Suns will highlight a costly Lakers miscalculation. Goodwin should be afforded plenty of opportunity for a Suns team that will enter 2025-26 rather lackluster. However, it is for that same reason the growth and development of the tenacious defensive guard may not look the same as it would have in Los Angeles. The Lakers have more competition for minutes, but they also would have offered more structure around Goodwin to thrive. In particular, feeding off Luka Doncic and the easy looks created by the Slovenian superstar is always a recipe for 3-and-D players to excel in their roles. Jovan Buha identified giving up on Goodwin as a move that could find its way into the company of some of the other recent disasters for the Lakers front office. Moving on from Alex Caruso and Ivica Zubac were the two main examples highlighted. Buha said, "The Lakers should have tried to find other ways to keep him on the roster and clear cap space in a different way. He's better than the last few players on the roster and would have been in contention for a back-end rotation spot." By comparison to Caruso and Zubac setting the scale, the Lakers reporter deemed the move as a 2 out of 5 in terms of its disaster levels. However, the potential to grow into a 2.5 or 3 was certainly there. Missing Goodwin will not make or break the upcoming campaign. Even so, it certainly removes a talented player and strong fit from a team dreaming of a championship. That is not a step in the right direction.